got cheers.
No. There's something missing.
Oh yeah.
Ba 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 ba. Dun, 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 dun. Jurassic Park. So, let's talk about the dinosaur in the room, guys.
Hey, you're late, man. Where were you all this time?
Where were you?
I was just over there geeking out about lava and earthquakes and dinosaurs.
So, this movie was bad.
No way.
Roll credits.
You know what? Actually, this movie is very subversive.
Subversive.
Oh,
Yeah.
Because you
It
think it's going to be
subverts.
good.
Well, I don't
Because
know,
I
guys.
thought we were thinking it was going to be a buddy cop movie, but it was actually a bad movie.
Actually, it was subversive in a key way that I think was just truly damaging to the spirit of Jurassic Park. And that is, they seem to switch on its head this whole idea of whether or not it's okay to create dinosaurs, right?
Yeah.
Taking this stance of like all life is sacred, we need to protect and save these dinosaurs and feel sorry for them. The movie itself embraced that idea. When the moral compass of the movie has always been Ian Malcolm. His philosophy has always been the one that proves right, and he says the obviously true thing at the beginning of the movie, which is the right thing to do is to let all these dinosaurs die.
Right.
That is the only right thing to do here. And I think pretty much everyone in the audience agrees with him.
Yeah.
That actually is right.
Yeah.
But all the main characters and the people that are supposed to be telling us what this movie is about disagree.
Yeah.
And ultimately the point of the movie is the dinosaurs are people too.
Dinosaurs are people too.
You heard it here first.
Yeah.
Man.
Now, so let me just get this out of my system.
Sure.
Because I will occasionally defend this movie, and it was because I had a really good time. And that's because I love the source material, I love dinosaurs, and I love volcanoes. I have a 5-year-old son. I spend a lot of time talking about lava, volcanoes, and dinosaurs. And so just seeing all those things happening on the screen was enough for me to feel good about this movie. And in light of the fact that I went in with really, really low expectations, I actually walked out feeling pretty good. It didn't bother me really all that much at all. Once we got to Del Taco, though, and began to really talk about this film, I have to agree with you. This is a catastrophe of a movie. And not a catastrophe movie, but a catastrophe of a movie.
Day After Tomorrow. That's another movie that's better than this.
So, D, you pretty much hated this.
Oh, yeah.
Completely.
Yeah.
Completely.
Yeah.
Absolutely hated this movie. I love cinematography.
Yeah.
You guys know how much I love it. I love getting to golden hour and getting that amazing shot where you have like the perfect bounce and backlight and everything, and it's just amazing. And this movie had all perfect shots. Everything was absolutely riveting, perfect shots. None of it was good. So you get a shot in a movie to show something, and you're showing that something that was written in the script. If what was written wasn't compelling whatsoever, wasn't engaging, wasn't anything, then what you're seeing is just as equal, just as unengaging, just as stupid. So in the first half hour of this film, there was beat after beat after beat of just a story that was doing this. I wasn't going anywhere. It was introducing stuff and then giving us the next step and the next step. And every shot, I couldn't help but think, wow, perfectly executed. Like somebody was just doing their job. Good on you.
The whole movie kind of felt phoned in like
Yeah.
that. Like everyone showed up and said, okay, where am I supposed to be? What am I supposed to do? But no one really cared.
Overproduced is the word.
Yeah.
The word I want to use here. There was a.
It just didn't have heart.
It didn't have any heart.
Yeah.
And I really feel like it was a computer script. Like someone wrote in, we need a sequel to a computer, and the AI wrote it, and this is what they came up with.
Yeah, especially with how messed up the motivations were in the film. Pretty much back what Kenny was saying, the motivations in this film are just flat out wrong. Like,
Yeah.
I was almost actively fighting against our main characters the whole time for they're just trying to save these dinosaurs. I'm like, no, don't save the dinosaurs. I don't care about your sentimental feelings. You're gonna get thousands of more people
in
killed.
saving the dinosaurs, you're now becoming you're becoming a culprit with John Hammond and InGen
Right.
in their attempts to play God.
Yeah.
Just to appease their curiosity and those warm, fuzzy feelings you got the first time you saw dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a miracle.
Yeah.
Except that's the whole point of Jurassic Park, is pointing out it's not really a miracle.
Yeah.
It's a bastardization,
Right.
and it's wrong.
And that's the
Yeah.
entire point of the
Yeah.
series.
Yeah.
And this whole movie flies in the face of that.
and they came about it in such a weird way. You know, the reason why I'm saying it's so subversive, it's like they really just kind of threw a bunch of out the window.
Yeah.
You know, this almost did like a Last Jedi to the Force Awakens kind of thing, because we have the character portrayed by Bryce Dallas Howard in the first movie. To her, dinosaurs are intellectual property. That's it.
Yeah.
You know, they're just property. They're code, and they are an asset. They are not animals. They are property, and her only emotional connection to dinosaurs is terror, because they're trying to kill her the whole time.
Yeah.
So for this movie to just begin with her having all this passion for saving the dinosaurs was bizarre.
Yeah, didn't make any
It's
sense.
just out of
Well,
nowhere.
and it could have been that where she started out that way and then we change over time while she realizes that the dinosaurs don't need to be saved. That would be cool.
Yeah,
That'd be an interesting movie.
yeah, but there isn't.
But we didn't get to see that.
No, in fact, there's just a regular conflict thing that you have in movies to provide any kind of emotional stakes. You usually have a person change over time. They don't always have to change, but you have to know the reason why they didn't change if they didn't. And in here we have characters who begin one way and end the same. And there was zero conflict in the film. There was, of course, a lot of danger in the film, but danger doesn't mean emotional conflict.
Right.
And because there was none, therefore there's no empathy, therefore there's no movie. And that really got on my nerves throughout the whole thing.
Another huge mistake I think they made was getting rid of the island.
Yeah,
The first sequel to Jurassic Park was very well executed. The first 2/3 of that movie are genuinely entertaining and still really hold on to that Spielberg feel of an adventure film.
And it has the coolest transition too.
Which,
In the very beginning, where the girl screams and then it
oh yeah,
goes
to Ian Malcolm, yawning.
yeah.
I do like that part. But then they go to San Diego, and it's like the movie just completely changes.
Yeah.
You know, for whatever reason, you just don't feel the same way as you do when you're on the island, and it's because when you're in the jungle, off on some island, this remote place, there's a vulnerability that comes with being in the presence of these dinosaurs, because you are out of your element, you're out of your world, you're in their world.
Right.
Once you bring them into our world, this is no different than any monster movie. And in fact, in this instance, it just became a generic haunted house movie with a dinosaur in the place of a ghost.
Yeah.
yeah. Plus, it felt like the major climax of the movie was the volcano eruption. You know, like the action in the movie, or even the emotional stakes. What little there, if any, there are reach their peak at that scene when they're running from the lava on the island.
I think that's absolutely true. Nothing ever came close to topping the end of the first act.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Which
that's
is
really
sad.
bad.
You know
Yeah,
what's funny was the lava I felt was actually more dangerous than dinosaurs at any time.
yeah,
I kind of get that too. When they first revealed the lava creeping up on Chris Pratt when he was
Yeah.
paralyzed,
Yeah.
that was a genuinely good moment.
It could
Yeah.
have been. I thought it could have been really good. I didn't think it was good.
Yeah. I
maybe,
like that.
Maybe because it was just too early in the film, and I'm like, well, Chris Pratt can't.
He's not going to die.
Yeah, he's not gonna die.
yeah. And that's another thing with the dinosaurs and how pretty much how dinosaurs have been treated throughout all of Jurassic Park
Yeah.
is that you're only gonna see a dinosaur actually inflict lasting like harm against a person on very, very select characters. It's kind of
Right.
the plot armor issue.
Yeah, that's true. But in the first movie, it felt like that was up for grabs.
Absolutely.
It felt like anyone was a potential death.
It did,
Absolutely.
yeah.
It felt like Spielberg was willing to go there.
Yeah.
You know,
But at this point in the series, it's
you
become
know
tired.
that's not true
Yeah.
anymore.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would
Unfortunately.
have loved it if they had actually done something with that. Like, I thought the little girl was actually going to die a few times.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, what a lasting effect, something that we can actually now focus on and think, oh, we're doing a harm.
I kind of thought she was going to die too, and the reason why I felt like it might happen was because they didn't develop her character at all. So much.
Right.
She's sort of a B-level character, and therefore she's only here for a certain reason.
Right.
And I thought maybe that'll be, to show that the stakes are real here.
Yeah.
Or that the guy's in over his head and his
Yeah.
favorite little girl got eaten.
That
would have
favorite girl.
that would have been quite good.
Go ahead.
They should have had Chris Pratt like lose his arm or something.
Absolutely.
Like, get his
Yeah.
arm bit off.
They really need.
But that wasn't the theme in this movie.
They need to pay for what they're dealing with.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
you can't have brushes with dinosaurs for 3 movies in a row and walk away unscathed
Yeah.
because that's just saying that dinosaurs aren't threatening.
Yeah.
Right.
They
yeah.
actually aren't that dangerous.
Yeah.
Right?
And I actually especially got that vibe when he uses that dinosaur that rams his head against the wall as
Yeah.
basically as a tool, and he's like a goofy bumbling dinosaur
Right.
who's like his
And
friend.
once he breaks through the wall, he's like, "Okay, now do it over there."
Yeah.
And
He's like,
"Ooh,
why
cool."
is that dinosaur not ripping your face off? Right
Yeah,
now?"
exactly. So one of the things that really, really pisses me off more is just in general about movies is humanizing animals, and it's because I love animals, okay, and animals have their own sense of empathy for their own reasons. That's fine, but humanizing them is a different thing. Like animals don't think like humans do. They're biologically different. Right?
Yeah.
So when you come into a movie and you have both sets, when you have both all these good dinosaurs that think like us and try to save us and like wait on the edge of the beach and see the boat go away and they're like, no, I want to be on the boat. or the goofy dinosaur that rammed the thing and then he comes out and he's not ramming anybody anymore because he's like, oh, I'm free, cool, now I can go run in the grass or some shit. I don't know. Like they don't think like that. So they have that first type, and then they have the second type, which is dinosaurs are wild animals that don't think like humans, and for those they only apply to the bad dinosaurs,
Yeah.
which in this case is the Indoraptor, and he's the only one that felt like an actual real dinosaur in this movie,
And he's the fake dinosaur.
and he's the fake one.
Yeah.
Except for the moment when he winked at the camera.
And yeah, he's like smirks a little bit.
He like smirks. He goes,
Yeah, he's pretending to be
Yeah.
knocked out, and then he opens his eye literally to look at the camera and go,
like
He does it twice too.
We had a part, I think, was it in Jurassic Park 2, when the clever girl line.
That's in the first Jurassic
That's in the
Park.
first one.
But that's an ambush setup.
Right.
you know.
So like that blew your mind because you're like, these wild animals can think.
Yeah.
Like that. That's
Yeah.
really cool. And now it's to the point of cartoonish behavior where they're straight up like wiggling their tail because I'm not actually dead.
Yeah, not only that, you have like those velociraptors in the first movie
Yeah.
have so much menace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really.
That when
yeah.
like they were genuinely terrifying.
Because
I remember
they have a
going
different
in,
room. They have a
I remember
different
going
mind.
into Jurassic Park for the first time and thinking T-Rex is the pinnacle
Right.
of terror, right? I can't wait to see this movie to see what a T-Rex would do to people. And when I left that movie, I was like, I was wrong. No way. These little 6-foot tall, super fast killing machines, that is terror.
Yeah.
Those are scary.
Yeah.
And that's gone.
Yeah. Completely.
Blue is like not the same dinosaur as
So-
those velociraptors from the first movie.
No, they're straight up cartoons now.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
And one of the things that I thought was actually okay was, and I still can't forgive it completely, but I can forgive a little bit of Blue's behavior simply because they retconned and they said that since he was a baby, he could feel empathy more than other dinosaurs could. And I thought that was interesting, and that was a good development, even though the handheld cam that they used had like 15 stops of dynamic range.
Oh, they had a great camera. But
It was
I mean,
Alexa.
it's a
It's in the future.
they had a high budget, you know.
It was the Alexa. That's what they used.
the guy holding the camera.
Yeah.
I mean, if you have the budget to clone dinosaurs, you could probably have whatever camera you want. Why not?
His home video with zoom functions.
Yeah, it's
For
really
research purposes.
Yeah.
it's quite good. Quite good.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Not only whoever's holding the camera is like racking focus and stuff too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
get a personal cinematographer.
Yeah. Fresh out of film school.
Someone who had just a big zoom lens attached, and they're just doing this.
Yep. K-Moss.
I challenge anyone who watched this film to tell me who the main character was.
Yeah, that's a good question.
That's true. It's Blue.
I wish it was Blue. Blue's not present for the
Blue's
most of the
Clues.
picture. Blue's Clues.
That supposed super killer new dinosaur, the Protoraptor,
Indoraptor.
Indoraptor.
Protoraptor would have been cooler.
was not even a fraction as cool as Indominus Rex was.
Dude, Indominus Rex, they built up with like there were scratch marks on this wall, and like there was damage above where certain dinosaurs can't reach.
Yeah.
It's like that was menacing.
Yeah.
And then
This
You see
dinosaur reminded me of the character from Monsters Inc., the bad guy. What's his name?
oh, the purple dude.
Yeah.
Oh, Sid? Is that his name?
I think so. Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah.
Is it Sid? Sid's the kid in Toy Story.
yeah.
Sid is just Disney's name for
For all bad
people.
things. Sid, you don't want to be a Sid.
This is the Sid Raptor.
I'm going to get to the bottom of this.
I told these guys that this movie felt like it was made by Disney because all the points that you're supposed to be afraid felt so forced, like with the creeping Indoraptor who's doing this.
He's Randall. He's
Randall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sid sounded.
Yeah.
sounded
Yeah. Protoraptor.
Protoraptor.
What was he? Quasi-Raptor? What was it?
Indoraptor.
Indoraptor
Indie rapper.
was Randall.
Indie rapper.
He's an
He's an indie rapper?
Yeah, he's an indie
SoundCloud
rapper.
rapper.
Yeah, just SoundCloud.
I'm an indie rapper.
Yeah, he was definitely not even slightly as threatening as Indominus Rex. They're like the raptor was what was really scary about Jurassic Park, so maybe we'll make that the super.
because it's the same shape.
Yeah.
It wasn't even the same shape. It was all
Well,
lanky and
you know what
weird.
was weird about Indominus Rex, right? Was that they said that they incorporated some sort of human genome into it, and so like he looked like a messed up, like creation, and you're just like,
it had all kinds of weird DNA.
yeah,
in it.
and so you're like, you look at it and you're like, oh, that's not natural, and oh, it's pissed, and oh, it's that, like, just the appearance alone is interesting.
Yeah.
But this guy was like painted like a car, where he had like a yellow.
He had racing stripes.
racing stripes, and he had yellow glowing eyes and hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the only thing really threatening about him was that you could point a laser and he'll go attack wherever you're pointed.
Which
That's
they
like-
used in
yeah.
the most stupid way
Yeah.
possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely stupid.
Because like they use it to get out of the end situation where he's approaching Chris Pratt and the kid on the roof, but
there's no way out.
yeah, they're
because he's laser focused here,
yeah
and then they pick up something that they can retarget him, and what do?
they pointed at
At
Chris
Chris
Pratt.
Pratt, which was so out of nowhere. It felt like she was going to shoot Chris Pratt. That's what I thought. I'm like, is she revealing herself to be the bad guy?
Evil, yeah.
She like shoots him.
Like this would be just a really weird turn in the movie.
Yeah, and then she tranks the dinosaur and flies off with it to go become a billionaire.
They forgot to mention that there is a stipulation with the laser in that it only works on living things.
Oh wow, there's that. Let's talk about the ridiculousness of this subplot about this little girl being.
That's not even a subplot.
A clone.
Well, it became an important part of how the movie ended. right? So it's like they barely like give lip service to this idea that we don't know who her mom is or what the story is about her mom. Her mom died. We don't know anything about her.
Yeah.
And then he gives this like over the top performance when she says, "Do I look like her?" And he goes, "Oh, exactly like her," right? And
A
then,
mirror image.
And then the big reveal.
As if you are her.
The big reveal that she's a clone is they're walking in the hall and the guy says, "You don't even know what she is. Hammond and the other dude, they made her. She's a clone."
That's it.
That's it.
You know, just
And then-
hallway banter.
And then
Indoraptor eats the other guy, and then they run away.
and then that made her have empathy for all the dinosaurs because they're just like her, just genetic freaks. We're all test tube laboratory experiments, so they're alive like me.
They changed their motivations.
We're all
so
Pinocchio
many
here.
Didn't
I'm a real boy.
didn't she let them out? She let them out.
She let them out.
And then she says, "Because they're alive and I'm alive."
Yeah. That's her point was that I'm alive, so if my life matters, then their life matters.
Right.
too.
Dino
Yeah.
lives matter.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But then it's like, I don't know.
No.
Would you kill
No.
Hitler? Would you?
If we had a whole
Now they go and kill all a bunch of civilians because
Yeah,
she
now-
was like, "I'm alive."
Now
Yeah.
she's dooming the
Yeah.
planet to
She's like,
extinction.
all life is sacred. Send the Velociraptor into the suburban neighborhood.
Like, what the heck is wrong with her?
Like Bryce Dallas Howard's character really did have like a moment there where she goes to hit the button and she's like, "I'm gonna let them all escape," and then who's the other guy? What's his name?
Owen McGrady.
Owen.
Yeah.
McGrady.
yeah.
Good. Then Owen says, "Think about what you're doing." She's like, and you're like,
Yeah,
"Oh,
you're right.
yeah, you're right."
Yeah. And
And
I
then-
really thought that's gonna be a good ending.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Like,
thought so too.
I was
like,
thinking
at
roll
least-
credits. Roll
It
credits.
almost would have like justified that over the top dramatic music.
Yeah.
Keeping that over the top dramatic choral music going while all the dinosaurs drop dead one by one and then just all crying while they watch them die, and then Jeff Goldblum coming in at the end
Right.
saying how it had to happen this way.
Yeah.
Like that would have been a cool ending.
That would have been good.
Yeah.
That would have justified the end.
Yeah, it would have at least made an arc. Or,
Of some
you
sort.
And
know.
then
Yeah.
we could have something like totally new and interesting for the third part of this trilogy. Instead, we have a very predictable movie, which is going to be essentially Planet of the Apes with dinosaurs.
Yeah.
I just really hope that in that movie that the dinosaurs do indeed take over. Like,
Yeah, or
because I don't
the
really know.
Well,
majority
here's the thing is,
of-
they had 11 species, so it's not very many,
Yeah.
and only so many that could fit in that basement complex. So, have they really released enough like diversity for them to get out and reproduce?
Life finds a way.
They're going to be like mating with jellyfish or something, and
Well, maybe it'll be like
I mean,
like billions of
Blue's
years
the only
later.
raptor.
And it'll be like billions of years later, and it'll be like natural selection.
Blue's gonna learn
Evolution.
to because of the amphibian DNA. It's gonna be able to reproduce with herself.
Yep. Yep.
Like she'll go male and female and impregnate herself and lay eggs.
That's convenient, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
Welcome to Jurassic World.
eh,
I'm so happy they didn't use that line in the trailer. 'Cause
They did use
obvi-
it in the trailer.
Did they?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't.
In the second
realize.
trailer.
Oh,
the ending.
then never mind.
When-
I'm
when-
not happy.
Sorry.
When the kid hits the button is when it solidified in my head that this was a really bad movie. That was the moment I was
That's
like,
right.
yeah,
really
Well,
bad.
we've
It can
crossed-
still be saved.
We've crossed the
Yeah.
boundary of no return.
Yeah.
There was a few times I thought this movie could take a turn
Yeah.
for the interesting.
I kept having that feeling too.
Yeah.
I just wish they never left the island.
Yeah.
So when the boat got away, or was getting away, and they hadn't yet, and they washed up on that beach.
Yeah.
You know, after almost drowning, and then they washed up on the beach, and I thought, man, if the boat leaves and they get away with all these dinosaurs, and they're left there on the island with whatever dinosaurs are left, and they have to figure out a way to 1, survive, 2, escape the island, and 3, get to the mainland before all these other dinosaurs do.
Yeah.
Now that's kind of a cool movie. It has like a stake. There's a fuse burning now, and they got to beat it, you know?
Yeah.
But we never set anything like that up.
Not at all.
This is textbook stuff, guys.
This is. That's what I'm saying. It feels like a computer made this movie. Like
No, a computer would have followed the rules. Made a textbook movie.
a computer would have. Well, it was textbook by the way of the structure, because it. This is what pissed me off so much about the shots, because the shots were so perfect, and I don't understand how you can give such.
They weren't all perfect.
They were all perfect.
There was one shot that I cringed.
What shot was it?
Because the three of them were up on a rise looking down at the boat,
Yeah.
like spying on
Oh
them
yeah,
from far
I know
away.
what you're talking about.
And she was backlit so harsh that the top of her head had turned white, and it was like a very like an amateurish mistake type shot. Like I would be embarrassed if I ended up with my shot looking that way.
Oh well, this whole thing felt like a cinematography reel to me.
And I think for the most part that's true. Yeah. Anyway, this movie sucked.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much,
But
It's
you
the
know what
only
this
film.
movie does? It really.
It's the only film I've ever wanted to walk out on.
That is saying something. We've been in some bad
It's
movies.
the only one. Winchester, even.
Yeah.
I felt like I could be like I hate Winchester so bad. But the fact that I'm even bringing it up should tell you how much this movie sucks.
Well, we just had a long talk about this. It's not the worst movie ever made. There are worse movies. There are worse movies. I can prove it to you categorically. Want a spreadsheet? I'll make a spreadsheet, yo. Last Airbender.
Yes, The Last Airbender is
Thank you. Okay.
worse.
But that's only one.
So we can put that to rest. It only takes one. It only takes one, Taylor.
Okay, so it's not the worst movie in history.
Just the second worst.
Just the second worst.
I walked out on the fifth Pirates movie.
I haven't seen
The
it.
one with Javier Bardem.
That movie sucked.
I like the other movie with Javier Bardem.
No Country for Old Men.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
one's really
that's a
good.
good
That's
movie.
a
Good one.
great movie.
That's the other one. He's
Here
only in two
is
movies.
what the biggest lesson I got from this film is that
Don't make CGI.
Spielberg has it right. He always has it right.
Yeah.
Spielberg, when he makes a movie, he puts his whole heart into it. Like he pours everything he can into that movie until there's nothing left to pour in.
Yeah.
And then he knows it's time to walk away.
Well, it's the thing, he knows that
He
it's
wa-
time to
He walks away.
'Cause-
And
'cause
he's
he
like,
makes
well, yeah,
films.
if you guys want to turn this into a franchise and make a bunch of movies without me, I'll collect some checks, some
Right.
royalty checks, but I'm not going to direct another one.
Yeah.
He wants to go do something else.
Yeah, well, because
He's
actually
always
likes,
been that way.
He likes stories, is the
Yeah.
thing, right? And once they become sequels, you're no longer following
And I think that's
stories.
what really separates the goods from the greats.
Yeah.
Is like, make something special, and then when you're done, leave it be.
Yeah.
And go make something else special. Because if, just by definition, if you're making a sequel, no matter how special the original was, the sequel cannot be as special.
It's derivative.
Yeah.
It's now derivative.
Yeah. Well, Patrick H. Williams is a YouTube analyst, guys, who talks about movies and stuff. And I heard him talking about Jurassic Park in preparation for what we were going to see today, and he said the one thing after studying a bunch that Jurassic Park got that no other Jurassic Park got was wonder and terror. And the reason why you have wonder is because it's a new idea that they're growing about a park that has dinosaurs. Dinosaurs escape. Oh no! But you can't go on after that. You can't create more wonder after that. Like it's done.
Yeah.
And then the terror was good because after the initial wonder part, then you set up something that you think is glorious, and now it turns back on you. Now with anything that comes afterwards, you have to set up a new page.
Right.
And that's what Jurassic World kind of did.
Right. See, I think Jurassic Park Jurassic World
Yeah.
made it about halfway there.
Halfway, yeah.
One, you had wonder because we got to see the park actually
Because it was
realized.
realized, right?
And that was really cool and exciting.
Yeah.
And we had some terror in that we got to introduce this whole new concept of what genetics could do outside of just bringing a species back.
Right.
They're now creating new things, and that was a frightening idea.
yeah.
But really, how much further can you go? That's why at the end of the last film, the first Jurassic World, I was just that was cool, but there's nowhere to go from here.
No.
Yeah.
There's nowhere to go from here.
I'd like to see more focus from the entire mainstream film industry to stop banking on nostalgia and start making nostalgia for the future.
Yeah.
You know, stuff that people can watch now for the first time and be like, wow, that was awesome, and remember it 20 years from now, and then
Yeah.
have nostalgia for that.
Yeah,
Then
don't
in 20
tap
years
into
you can
nostalgia.
bank into it.
Make nostalgia.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think that 20 years from now, people are going to look back at this decade and the previous one and just be like, those were weird times. Because it's like we're just like obsessed with stuff that's already happened.
Yeah,
Right.
it's insane.
We're not making new stories. We're just rehashing old stories over and over and over again.
Yeah.
It's like it's the most creative potential ever in history and the least creative output.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Which is like,
It's got to be weird being born in a time where Transformers 5 is out and, Jurassic Park World 2. It's weird to have all these sequels.
it's sick.
Sick.
It's sick, twisted, and wrong.
Yeah.
It's time to
It's against
Deeply
natural
offended.
flow.
it's time to
Yeah.
stop making Star Wars.
Yeah.
It's time to just walk away from the freaking Cobra Kais of the world
Oh my gosh.
and
You
make
should've-
some new
You
stories.
should have let the life that was there, you should have let it die. You should have let the life die. We don't need to bring these back up,
Yeah.
to quote Ian Malcolm.
I hope that the next not Star Wars. I hope there's no more Star Wars. I hope the next Jurassic World film, which is already announced, they are making it, comes out in 2020.
Yay.
Is like Ian Malcolm is leading a team of
Velociraptors.
Navy SEALs hunting down the dinosaurs and killing them to drive them to extinction.
Except for Blue.
No, Blue's already dead. Couldn't find a mate. Became irrelevant. Couldn't pass on his DNA and
He ran away so that in the next film he can come back Deus Ex Machina.
nah. Blue like stumbled into like some rat poison.
That would be
and
amazing.
just died like a very boring death.
Like Will Smith's character's death in Independence Day 2.
Yes. Oh yeah, he died in a test flight. Sad, really.
Oh my gosh.
They show a picture of him on the wall, and they're like, "Oh yeah, Will Smith. He was in the first movie. He can't be in this movie. He's dead now.
He's dead now."
Moving on."
That's what Blue
That's
should
terrible.
be. That's what Blue should be in the next.
They have a picture of
Yeah.
Blue on like
oh
a
yeah,
monument.
yeah. He died in like some.
The last Velociraptor.
A T-Rex ate him.
The T-Rex ate him. Yeah.
No. He just drinks too much like pool water. Just goes into someone's
Chlorine
backyard,
poison.
drinks all this pool water, and just falls over dead.
I want to see Dino Burgers in the new one.
Dino burgers.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're really setting up a strange setup with all the black market dinosaurs that are being shipped all over to the place, and
Yeah.
the DNA and the embryos have been sold off, and then there's these loose dinosaurs. So like I kind of want them to just like go forward a decade in time, but between the next two movies, so that like humanity is losing the war for the
Yeah.
Earth.
Right.
I think it's literally going to be like the recent Planet of the Apes trilogy we just got.
Certainly seems like it.
Yeah, and it happens to also take place in the Northern California redwoods. It's just
Yeah.
like, gosh,
Yeah,
that
it's
seems
weird.
Because LA is like that's where they go.
it's like just a tribute, huh? Tribute to.
Again, you can't even be original within your own original-ish idea.
If
of
dinosaurs
Jurassic Park.
destroy the Golden Gate Bridge, it'll be they have just completely embraced the ultimate cliche of cliches.
Yeah.
I mean, that bridge gets destroyed in every franchise imaginable. If it doesn't take place in a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, mark my words, the Golden Gate Bridge is going down.
My faith in movies continually rises and lowers, and whenever I see Annihilation or the Hereditaries of the world, I go,
Thoroughbreds.
whoa, movies can be good. And then I see movies like this, and it like falls 4 steps.
It's literally like the mainstream of the mainstream movies are generally horrible. Even like the mid-budget movies are kind of like hit or miss and pretty good. But there's still a lot of great movies being made.
Yeah.
But it's really the mainstream, like the top mainstream movies are all really bad.
It's so
honestly.
weird.
Yeah.
It's really weird.
And it's not like a mainstream movie can't be good. It's just that they're just so preoccupied with, literally, with just nostalgia. I feel like that's just such a huge thing. It's just obnoxious.
Yeah, well, even Marvel's banking on something like nostalgia, which they are creating something new.
Yeah, people are going to be nostalgic for that.
Yeah.
But they're sticking to their own formula and not doing anything with it.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, they're sticking with being safe.
Yeah, they're just
'cause it
extremely
worked,
safe.
so.
Yeah, it works, so let's do it again
Right.
same thing every single time. It's like, when is that humor going to get old? Like, when is it going to get old to
old.
like acknowledge that you're making a joke?
It's been old. I don't even like. I'm still surprised that Infinity War worked as well as it did. And I know you would disagree, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's
I hate this movie.
No, there's been some big budget blockbuster stuff that we've covered that's been good. Most of it other people didn't like, though.
like
Solo?
Solo?
And Blade Runner.
Blade Runner.
Blade Runner was a big budget movie
Yeah.
that they were hoping would bring a big return.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Like, people were very disappointed in
Yeah.
the outcome.
Annihilation too. A lot of people didn't like.
I wouldn't call that a big budget film.
No?
Not a big blockbuster type film.
Yeah, I
They
don't know.
weren't going for that.
Ex Machina guy. They kept repping his name.
That's
yeah, but
that's
like,
middle.
But very few people even,
So, Ex
even
Machina,
saw
yeah, that's
Ex
true.
That's
Machina.
middle stream, I'd say.
Middle stream.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like Incredibles 2 was good.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
But they waited more than a decade between movies.
And it was Pixar.
Yeah.
Like the
Yeah.
best storytelling people ever.
Anything else?
Pizzas?
Oh yeah, we got to
I
do
don't
that.
want to talk about pizzas. Comparing this movie to a pizza, it's
Just not even
just
fair.
feels bad.
Yeah.
It's easy for me.
Go ahead.
I can compare this to pizza. It's like if I went to like if my son joins Little League, right? And they have a baseball game, and after the baseball game, the team brings out pizza, that same pizza that you had when you were a kid in Little League, and you'd have this, like Pizza Hut or Round Table, something purely non-notable. But just because it's there and happening on a baseball field with a bunch of other kids that are all eating pizza after a baseball game, you get caught up in excitement. And you're like, "Yay, pizza after baseball!" And you eat it, and you're walking away, and you're like, "Cool, what a day!" And then, but by the time you get to the car, you're like, "My stomach hurts." That's what it was to me.
Nice.
That's good.
What's your pizza?
I don't think this deserves a pizza.
Just no pizza at
Yeah,
all?
no pizza for me.
Jeez.
No pizza. So I was gonna say this is getting into the car with your friends and going over to a party, and you close the door and you're like, "Oh, pizza!" And they're like, "No, we already ate it.
it's all gone.
It's gone."
Just pizza.
And you're like, "Oh, that's what kind of pizza it is." Missing pizza.
The absence of pizza.
The absence of pizza.
Sad, really.
Well, we watched a short film recently where you said that
It
was
was
you know what
plastic
kind of pizza that was? That was chow mein.
Chow mein. Yeah.
It's just noodles. It wasn't pizza at all.
Even that though, it's still food.
Still food. This
isn't food.
You're just hungry afterwards.
Yeah, you're. This is pizza that you eat, and you're like, I'm now starving.
This movie needed more Jeff Goldblum, man.
Yo.
They had the secret ingredient in their hands.
They did.
To make this very special, and they're just meh. Of course, I say that.
He was
and
just for the trailer.
They actually gave Jeff Goldblum a pretty big role in the Independence Day sequel, and it did not help.
And it didn't work
at all. The problem was they gave him a different role. It's like he didn't even play the same guy. It felt like as the first movie.
You know what was funny? And when he was in here, he said the theme of what you thought the movie was going to be, and it turned out to be the complete opposite.
It did.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then he even ended it with the same theme.
Yeah, and they're like, you guys are stupid.
Right? He's basically telling you this movie's going to be this, and then you watch
Although,
it, and he's like, "Psych."
You know, the one thing that was genuine about that whole exchange, like that actually felt very real in the wake of the Zuckerberg hearing.
Oh.
So in the
The
Zuckerberg
misunderstanding.
hearing, where he's saying all these things that are like slightly complicated,
Right.
and all these like politicians are just like, well, what are you saying?
Cookie.
Cookie? What do cookies got to do with this? Well, did you delete your cookies, sir? Delete cookies?
Delete cookies? What are you talking about? How can you delete a cookie?
And watching Jeff Goldblum explain the dangers of genetic engineering,
Right.
and they're all like, danger? Kind of danger. Is this the will of God? The will of God?
The will
Is
of
that
God.
what you're saying?
That's the will of God.
And I'm just like, that's too real right there.
Yeah, that was a great line though when Goldblum responded to that. He's like, "God has nothing to do with this."
Yeah.
It's like that's great.
Yeah, I really wanted to see more of him and less of everything else.
Of everything else, yeah.
Yeah. Nothing else to say here, guys. Keep
Go
tuning
watch our
in
short films.
for short film roundups.
Yeah.
If you ever get tired of Hollywood wearing you down with its crap, check out the stuff indies are making.
Man, even
Yeah.
Even
worst,
the bad ones are worth talking about.
yes, even
Yeah,
the bad ones
yeah.
are much more fun.
Yeah, they're actually more fun to even talk about.
Literally, we've never covered a short film worse than Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom.
Damn.
Straight up.
Straight up.
Yeah. So check out our short film roundups. They come out every Thursday.
Yep.
Yeah.
And our traditional Talkies episode comes out every Monday.
Every Monday.
If you happen to be a filmmaker that has a short film, you can submit it to us for us to review
Yes,
at
sir.
r/Carmeline Studios.
Yep. Ready.
Yes, sir. Reddit.r/Carmeline Studios.
Nice. Anything else?
I believe that's it.
I believe that's it too.
Good.
Sorry about that, guys. What a downer.
Yeah. It's the way it has to be.
And you want to know what's funny?
Bad times.
Is it's still better than I thought it was going to be.
No.
It is.
No.
I was expecting much worse.
I can't.
Not for me.
I can't go any lower.
Yeah, you just don't have much of an imagination. All right, guys. Until next time, I'm Kenny.
I'm D.
This is Taylor.
I'm glad you spoke for me again.